All right, so I came up with a list, guys, with 5 ways to be more attractive to women. And the thing is, what we got to understand about this list, man, you got to learn how in life to not do things just to get women. Because women have a sixth sense, so they can pick up when you're doing things like, oh, I need to get money just to get women. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do things just to get women. It's all about you. It's all about living your best life. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended, but living your best life and being the best you as possible. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So number 1 would be your haircut and how you keep your face. I know for me, I get a haircut once a week. That's just me. That's what I decide to do. But I think keeping a nice haircut is hella important, because what you got to think about is that's the first thing people see is your hair. You know what I'm saying? And you notice how when you get a haircut, you be feeling yourself. You in the car taking selfies, you all in the mirror, you keep, you know what I'm saying, you trying on new fits, you want to go places, you want to be out. That's why it's important to keep a new cut, because if you notice that, imagine what the woman noticed. She like, damn, he look good, you know? So keeping that fresh cut is hella important. And then also too, taking care of your face is important. I use Teach Hanley for my skincare, just making sure my face stays right, because you know, also too, along with your face, drinking water and keeping yourself hydrated will help with your skin and stuff like that. You don't want to have bumpy skin, you want to have smooth. I have very smooth skin, so keeping a haircut and keeping your skincare is very important. You know what I'm saying? That's very crucial, because that's the first thing women see. They see your face. I remember one time I ran into a woman I used to date back in the day. It was like, dang, every time I see you, it's like you age very well. Like, you don't age old. Meaning she's looking at my face and seeing that, oh man, like he don't look like he's washed up. You know what I'm saying? As I get older, it feels like I'm getting younger. So if a woman is not saying, man, you look like you're getting younger, if she's not saying that to you, then you got some work to do. Number 2, how you dress. Very important, how your appearance, because after your face and your cut, the first thing people see is how you presenting yourself. So whether you're going to the gym or going, out to eat, or going to hang out with your homies, or going on a date, how you dress is very important, because they try to say, oh, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. But we all know that people judge a book by its cover. So when you run into somebody for the first time, you're looking at how they present themselves. So it's always good to dress your best, along with keeping a good haircut, keeping your skin clean. Very important. So always, investing some money into your swag and your appearance. There's nothing wrong with that. You should always be changing up the swag and improving it, and buying new things and new pieces to add on to the wardrobe. Your swag is everything. And we know how important swag is, so I'm not gonna even spend all day on that. You know what I'm saying? This is a waste of time to even keep going on to that. We know how important it is to look our best. Everybody knows how important it is to dress. You dress to impress. All right, number 3 is hitting the gym. Hitting the gym is very important. And for me, I'm not the biggest guy. I'm a slim dude, but if you see me in person, I have a little size to me. You can tell that I work out. You can tell that I get it in. I talk about in my videos all the time that women value safety and security. So you ain't gotta be the biggest dude ever. You can be what you wanna be, but just having some tone to you. You need to be pushing some weights, And exercise in general, you know what I'm saying, really doesn't matter. But I know for a man, you need to be pushing some type of weights. Pushing weights, it helps you build a shape to you. You know what I'm saying? Women want to see that you got, your shoulders is broad and things like that. They want to see that, you get it in. You're able to protect them. They like to see that dominance. And then also too, they thinking about like, man, sexually, can they dominate me? Can they pick me up? And things of that nature. So that's why, working out is important. And then also too, beyond women, right? When you look at it from a health standpoint, lifting weights is very important to keep them muscles going, because what you don't use, you lose. So definitely working out, we know, is important for 1,000,010 reasons. So we're not going to get into that. Women find that to be very sexy when a man takes care of his body and things like that. So we know how important that is. All right, this 4th one right here is having non-thirsty energy. I think, see, a lot of times, man, when you hungry to get a woman, or she very fine and you can't control yourself, man, women pick up on that energy. You know, like women are very intuitive, and us dudes, we just be over there staring. We keep looking at her, we acting shaky and things like that. And it's like, man, she picks up on that energy. You know, and what does that tell her? That tells her like, man, if this dude is acting like this, he must not get no other woman or get a woman that looks like me. So when she sees that, she's already disrespecting you. And you remember what we talked about. Women have to respect you to love you. And then for two, you disrespecting yourself, because a beautiful woman to you should be nothing. It should be like, oh man, I deal with that all the time, man. What can she do for me? Because when you have that mindset, the abundance mindset now, you're not moving in a thirsty space. It's all mental. You know what I'm saying? You gotta act like you've been there before. When you act like you never been there before, it's gonna show. And she gonna be thinking like, dang, if you acting like this with me, ain't no telling how you gonna act if I actually dealt with you. And again, that non-thirsty energy comes from focusing on yourself, and because usually you're trying to fill a void. You know what I'm saying? So usually in these situations where you're showing when you're showing thirsty energy, it's because you don't really feel good about yourself. So you need something else that's exterior to validate you. But it's all about the interior. It's all about dealing with them insecurities. It's all about figuring out, discovering what your purpose is. It's all about focusing on your craft. And when you do that, you won't be in that thirsty state to always. And again, this goes back to Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. In the book, he talks about sexual transmutation. You got to be able to control them sexual urges, because if not, it'll take over you and it'll work, and it won't work in your favor. And number 5 is your walk / your confidence. And what I mean by your walk is not that you got to have some type of specific walk, like you got to walk like Kobe or Michael Jordan. You know how they walk, you know what I'm saying? They got that slow, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to take over type of walk. But your walk needs to be, you need to have a confidence in your walk plays hand in hand. Because somebody that feels good about themselves is going to have their shoulders up, head up, because you ain't going to keep your head down. You don't ever should keep your head down, but keeping your shoulders up, and as you walk with a dominant, you know what I'm saying, like you own the place. I remember times like at my job, like a couple years ago, you know, women text me like, man, and some of these be married women texting me like, hey man, you walking here like you own the place. That's the type of walk you need to have, and I've heard that multiple times. If a woman's not saying to you, you walking in here like you own the place, then there's something wrong, because it's all about your mindset. And then, you know, confidence plays hand in hand with that. Confidence is doing the same thing over and over and getting better at it. So the way you get better with women is by interacting with more women and learning from the mistakes that you make within those situations. So you got to be a little self-aware. But just being confident, you know, being confident means just believing that you deserve what you want. You know what I'm saying? You have standards for yourself. You're able to attract what you want, because you're going to attract where you feel like you're at, no matter if that view is accurate or not. So it's very important to believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, and believe in what you can do. Gain that confidence by doing that just like riding on a bike, right? The first time you as a kid, when you try to ride that bike without training wheels for the first time, you don't really have a lot of confidence. But as you continue to do it over and over again, you don't need mommy and daddy's assistance no more. And now you're riding that bike with confidence. Or the same thing with driving. The first time you try to drive, you're gonna be nervous. You got 2 hands on the wheel, you slamming on the brakes, you know what I'm saying? So, and then as you do that over and over again, you learn how to drive, and until a point now, you know, most of us, man, we could be on the speakerphone driving and thinking about what we want for dinner all at the same time. Confidence comes from doing something over and over again and learning from your last mistakes and getting better. That's all it is. You know, when you take care of your skin, your haircuts, the way you dress, the way you think, and you're always building yourself and getting better in the gym, things like that, man, it's just getting better little by little every day, and you're separating yourself from the competition. So these 5 things right here can help you elevate your life, man, and everything. So guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'm gone.